Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me or being here with me on this challenge. I'm sorry that I'm a few minutes late because I thought I'm gonna do this not on my phone this time around. I thought I'm gonna do it on my laptop because yesterday it was like I'm looking down, which is not good on my phone. So I started doing a laptop, and then Facebook is changing things around, and stuff that you are used to suddenly is not the same. So here we are. Good morning on this gorgeous, gorgeous, very sunny spring day in Norway. I live by the countryside. Yes, even though it's another Corona day that we are pursuing, it is also a spring day, and spring always brings a lot of hope, a lot of excitement, renewal of life, right? I mean, you have your roots from your garden coming up, all sprouting out. I love to see that. I love to see that. And usually during spring, that's when the yellow flowers, the tulips, is it? No, it's not tulips. Daffodils, I think, in English. I I I know it in the Norwegian name. Yeah. So those daffodils, yellow daffodils, they will start coming up soon over here on this other side of my, yeah, this is my balcony. Yeah. So on the other side of my balcony. Yeah. So they're gonna come up this side first. So that's very exciting. So I would love, let me just see if they're coming up already. Oh. No, not yet. A bit too soon. But it's May, it's March, so usually that's around the time, March or April. So just want to be very, very thankful for this wonderful, wonderful weather, such that I could do this outdoors. I know most coaches do it indoors, and I was considering doing that, but I think it's become sort of my signature, that I do all my Facebook lives outdoors, partly because of my travel company that I have, which focus on outdoor nature tours. So I'm like constantly doing all my Facebook live um, outdoors. So yes, we are here today not because of the travel travel business, but because of my public speaking um, business that I have. Also, I think I've been so fortunate. The last time I was in Singapore in October, super, super humble that the media wanted to feature me, and they featured that apart from this travel agency that I run, which is called Scandi Planner, I also run a public speaking company. So thank you so much, Savvy Females, Tova, Luvisa Bugsvits, and Meta for inviting me to be part of this 3D challenge. I am truly, truly humble and touched that I was being asked. I was like, oh wow, I'm so honored. So thank you so much, Tova and Meta from Savvy Females. Again, we are on this Savvy Females platform, actually, which is also streamed on my personal page. Um, I guess I've already introduced myself a little bit, but I want to just, while waiting for more people to come on, I want to just talk a little bit more about how I landed into public speaking course. And it's all thanks. I will never get bored of this story, Tova, and I hope you will never get bored hearing this story. So I just want to give a big shout out to Tova, whom to me is an angel sent from the universe, from God, to me. So basically, I was a committee member or member of the Global Women Club, together with Tova, and Tova was the director back then. And that meant also that, as committee members, we have a little bit more one-on-one time with Tova. And Tova, who's the director and also is known as the serial business person. Yeah. So she thinks of business like that and she just moves it. So Tova is a very intuitive person. And as I was working with Tova, and one day she asked me, like, Suryati, I think you should start a coaching business. I'm like, what? Yeah, I think you should you should do it. You should start a public speaking coaching business. Oh, my voice. So I felt like, everyone has got self-limiting beliefs, right? Everyone has got it. So me too, yours truly. I thought I'm just gonna be doing one business, only one, my whole life. And I didn't think I was capable of doing more. I didn't think I thought I'm just gonna focus on this and make it good. And by that time I had run Scandy Planet for about 4 to 5 years already. And I had a lot of fun. I have a number of clients, and I'm very happy with how things are going, because it took a long time for someone to build your brand, right? For your business. So the brand was bearing fruits, and we were having good traction. So I was very happy with that. So when Tova said me this, I thought, my God, this is like coming out of my comfort zone. However, eventually, when I really started thinking, like, am I really doing this or not? Because here's what you need to know. Well, I said to Tova, yeah, I'll think about, I can do that. She said, can you do it for the members? Yeah, I can do that. And without having a very clear vision, what exactly am I going to be offering? Tova went on and told all the members, Surita's going to be doing a public speaking workshop very soon. Just wait for it. She's going to come up with it. And there I was sitting with all the members and just nodding and smiling, having no clue whatsoever this workshop is going to be like. And she will repeat that every month, and that's the faith of confidence that she has, which I'm so honored, I'm so touched, I'm so humbled. Again, I'm so grateful. So when she left the club, that's when I thought, okay, am I gonna do this or not? And then when I look back, I realized that probably this thing that Tova has seen, which I never saw, was already on my cards. So I realized that I have been on stage since I was 7. I have been, my first time on stage was a poem recitation competition in Siglap Indah Primary School. And from primary 2 onwards up to primary 4, that's when you're 10 years old. So I was part of a storytelling competition every year. And my most beloved public speaking coach is none other than my mom. Bless the old lady who's probably watching TV in Singapore. So she's my coach. She's my first ever coach, right? The first ever who actually taught me how to speak in public. And I remember every day sitting on a stool, telling the story, rehearsing, practicing. Practice makes perfect. And then my mom would say, not this gesture, and your tone of voice, and blah, blah, blah. Right? So my mom is no qualified coach whatsoever. She's basically a housewife who loves to win. Like, you gotta win. And I love that. I love that competitive spirit of my mom. And because of that, this partnership that I have with my mom, year after year, we won the storytelling competition. And moving on to my professional career in Singapore, I think I've given countless presentations. I don't know how many presentations I've given. But what was interesting for me was that I was given the opportunity to give presentations to various groups, to parent groups, volunteers, staff, members of management, members of parliament too, because they were part of the organization that I was in, and we needed their input very much, as well as they also needed input from us from the ground, because I was doing research at that time. At the same time, apart from giving presentations, I gave a number of presentations, and because we were part of research, and whenever we have visitors coming to visit, visitors coming in, I'm usually one of the few who identified to give the presentation to represent the company as to what we do in a nutshell. So I'm very, very touched by that. At the same time, I had a lot of fun writing speeches too for CEOs in the company. So we had a number of CEOs, of course. And probably one of the biggest achievement for mine, if I could say so, was to be able to write the speech for the minister, one of the ministers, Professor Yaacob Ibrahim. So I had the opportunity to write a speech for him, and also develop a multimedia presentation complete with videos and slides and newspaper articles. And that particular presentation was delivered at a conference whereby the Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, was present. So I would think that probably that was probably like one of the biggest achievement that I've done so far. And again, I'm so thankful for my bosses back then for giving me the faith that I could do the job. Yes. So in Norway, moving on, of course, I've given a number of presentations to promote my company, right? And along the way, how I present now is very much different from how I present previously, simply because it's a different target group, right? Right now, I'm presenting mostly to potential clients who would, be interested in my company. Or I also present mostly to fellow business people who will also be interested in collaboration with me. So along the way, I have developed a different kind of, shall I say, formula as to how you pitch, a business. But mind you, this formula is not just about for business people, not just for people who are in business. You can use this formula for anything, actually. To promote yourself, even at work, if you're promoting an idea, you can still use this formula. And I think commonly what we call it a signature talk. A signature talk is like your signature. That it's it's you. So in the course of marketing my business, Candy Planet, back then, I gave like about 5 talks in in Oslo, and I followed the same signature talk. So I developed it with another coach. So I had very good help. And then that will be my signature talk. That means everywhere I go, I will usually speak about it. I'll probably tweak a little bit at the end, perhaps, but the gist, the top part is always the same. So that's your signature talk. So I'm going to share a little bit about the signature talk right now. And one part of the signature talk, which is so important, I'm not going to share with you the formula yet. This is a short challenge, so I'm going to make full use of your time. So I want to zoom in on the part of the signature talk, which is super, super important. And this is this. And I promise, we have like a bunch of ladies coming out here. they always walk every few days. Hi. Okay, it's okay. All right. So yeah. So I promised you that in my video much earlier on that we're gonna hack a little bit how we think around public speaking. And here it is. A lot of people tend to think that when you're presenting, especially if you're promoting yourself, you need to look tough. People are a little bit more interested in showing the best side of you, talking about qualifications. And in my books, qualifications is, not so important. In this day and age, every single person is pretty much qualified. We're all qualified. We're all trained. So in my point of view, it's not important for you to say you have masters in this or bachelors in this. At the end of the day, it's what you deliver that matters, right? People who might have all the qualifications in the world and somehow they don't deliver and they're not able to add value, so there's no point, actually. So what's most important is to make full use of your time to knock the socks out of them. Okay, and here's how you do it. Not to speak about too much about your achievements. Maybe you can do it later on, but the beginning should be really the reverse of speaking big. The beginning should be about talking about your vulnerable story. What is your vulnerable story? The most vulnerable thing that you have experienced. And think about a story which linked to perhaps your business. Think about a story which perhaps will link you a little bit eventually to the product that you want. For example, I tend to think of, somehow comes to my mind, my fellow friends who are selling, who have this health business, right? That they are promoting, for example, essential oils, pills. So it's always very good to talk about your point of your experience going through that. For example, some of the ladies that I know, they struggle with energy levels in the morning, or some of them have joint pains, right? So when they talk about that, and one of them also has very serious health issues, such that she there was a point of time where she could not move. She woke up and she just could not feel her legs when she get up in the morning. So it was something very serious. And then she went on to try various things, and then she come across a particular essential oil that really worked for her. So things like that, you get my drift, yeah? And how that worked for you. Because at the end of the day, remember, people don't just buy products because they buy the products. They buy the products because of you. Who is the person behind these products? So that is so important. And to promote yourself. And even if, let's say, your company is not your own, that means you have a multi-level company, for example, who are selling these products. You might think, this is one of the comments that I get from my clients, that, this business is not really mine. So how do I make it personal, like as if it's mine? Because it's different from you, Surety. You built Scandi Planet from scratch. It's your own. And this particular one is not. It's a big company, So when I talk about it, I don't feel connected. I don't feel that it's personal to me, because it's a big company, So that's the whole point. You make it your own. Talk about you. How did the products help you? And talk about the vulnerable story, how you struggle a little bit in the beginning, and then how, think about a story, for example, rags to riches stories, struggle to triumphant, or maybe even, from failure, many failures to success. Can I tell you my vulnerable story? Part of my signature talk. I'm gonna end soon, but I want to tell you my vulnerable story so that you understand what I mean. Okay, so this vulnerable story was also the one that I talked about when I did my book launch in Singapore. So I started with that too, okay, because it works. Yeah, so it gives you a good flow. Why do we have to come up with a vulnerable story? The whole purpose is to connect, to have this connection with people that, I understand how you feel. So you want people to come to you, and especially those who are right for your business. Yeah. And so if, let's say, a person has, for example, again, back to the health product story, you want to attract people who probably had the same struggle as you, same issues. Yeah, I have that too. Or I struggle with energy levels too. So maybe this will be it for me. Yeah. So my vulnerable story was that, okay, I was talking about failure, right? Struggling with lots and lots of failure. So my vulnerable story would be that when I first started out in Norway, I moved here straight after marriage, fell in love with a Norwegian man. After marriage, straight away came to Norway, and from the concrete jungle, I'm thrown into the countryside, where there are basically no buildings, lots and lots of open spaces, and lots of trees, a different kind of jungle. And after learning the Norwegian language for about, I think, a year and finishing the highest level, I realized that I was not able to get a job that fits my talents, that could use and tap on my skills. So then I went into a very, very deep or many depressive days at that point of time. I've never experienced that. It was a long period of time. And it definitely chipped away on my confidence, simply because every time I had a job rejection, I became more and more depressed, and my self-confidence, was really crushed. I really felt that my confidence really stamped upon, to a point that when I was gonna do my driving license, I struggle in that, and I realized it has to do with my self-confidence. I've lost my self-confidence. And it's funny how certain things, like your confidence, stays with you actually, but how the environment changes. So after a while, I decided to turn or pivot from looking for jobs to business. And when I met my first coach, business coach, and I knew that he was a mindset coach. So the first question I asked him was, so he's okay. What's your first question? Please tell me how can I not fail again? Because I don't think I'll be able to take it. I'll just crumble. Another failure will just kill me. So that was my first question to him. How can I not fail again? So he said, okay, good question. You want to be a business person? That's the number one thing you need to learn, to be friends with failure. That failure is a good thing, and failure is your friend. So your exercise for today is to write a letter to failure. Dear failure, I don't like you. How can I get over you? This sense of failure, the feeling of failure. Write to failure. Just write to it and try to be friends with it. Things like that. So that was my very first assignment. And when I after that, the coach definitely helped me to set up my business. He gave me back the confidence that I needed to start my business. And then I will talk about, the company. So that's how I did it. So that's my vulnerable story that I tend to use all the time. In fact, previously when I did, this year I did the Her Story conference, I used the same story. Yeah. So you get the drift. So this is your challenge for today, everyone. Think of a vulnerable story that you could tell. Again, another misconception. I don't want to talk about sad stories. Some people tell me, like, why does it always have to be sad? It doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to, but it has to be something vulnerable, yeah, that makes you look a little bit more human, rather a little bit more humane, rather than a Superman or a Superwoman. Because when you do that, that's when you connect with people. So after I do my vulnerable stories presentations, I will get a lot of people who will be texting me either on IG, people whom I do not know who have seen this presentation, because usually we will put it online. A lot of people will be telling me, oh my God, I could so connect with that. I know how it feels. I've been there too. And people not only from Norway, either my friends from Asia or someone from Europe, and people will text me, because this is how we connect with one another, people. Yeah, our stories, our heartfelt, authentic stories are the ones that actually help us to connect with one another. Yeah, but after that, you can actually, towards the end, sure, you can talk about how well you've done in your business, how great is this product, for example, what kind of success stories this product has delivered, or what kind of success stories that you have delivered as a coach, for example. So later on, you can do that. But in the beginning, you want that connection. You want people to feel that you are humane. Start with your vulnerable story. So that's the challenge for today. I'm going to be back tomorrow again. I also do want to mention that after this 3-day challenge, I will be coming up with a 5-day challenge. I've decided to price it at 350 crowns. These 3 days are free, but the 5-day challenge will be 350 crowns. So I'll be putting in the link. If anybody who's interested in the 5-day challenge, just put it, I'm in here on this chat. Just write down in or I'm in. So I will send you the link and then you can come on with a 5-day challenge. So what's going to happen at the 5-day challenge? I told you about the formula that I use. So we are basically going to go even deeper in that formula so that you will have a better idea what to do. Yeah. And a number of my clients have actually said, oh my God, Surati, I have no clue most of the time what to say. But after you shared this formula, it's so easy. I can do that. I can come up with that. So I love hearing that. So back to my point that it doesn't have to be a sad story, okay? Because like, for example, I will, one of the things, another page that I've done was, I would say, I realized that I have a bad habit. And that bad habit is that I like to buy programs online and not complete it or not even start it. So, and people will start putting up their hands. Why? Because they're connecting with that story already. So they feel that, oh my God, you and me, Surati, we are so there together. Yeah, so that's what you want. And without even me asking, I usually don't even ask who in the room is like me. I don't even have to ask. People will start, me too. You see, so that's not a sad story. That's a fun story, and people laugh about it, but it's still vulnerable because it's showing me in a very bad light. And after that, I will talk about other things. Yeah, so that's another perspective. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be sad. It can be a fun thing. It could be something funny that you basically laugh at yourself also together with everyone. So that's vulnerable. All right, so back to the 5-day challenge very quickly. What's going to happen at the 5-day challenge? So we're going to talk about also how to tackle the jitters. That's very important. And when we talk about the jitters, it's not about you do this, you do that. No, when we go into the 5-day challenge, we're going to talk about the inside. People are very interested to ask me, always asking me, should I stand like this? What words should I use? When you are good inside, your confidence level is tip top, you will stand the right way and you will use the right words. Okay? It will come out. It will just come out, trust me. Because you are in charge, you're taking control, and your body will tell you that this is right for you. So in the 5-day challenge and also in my 2-month course, we will work a little bit more on that. The inside, because when the inside, just like what I went through, right? My confidence was so low, but when I settled the inside, it became easy. Yeah, everything goes smoothly and everything falls into place. All right, we're almost 25 minutes into the call. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow again. If you're interested in the 5-day challenge, please put down in this comment, I'm in. So it's 5 days challenge will be something like this, but more assignments, and it's going to cost 350 crowns, krona, Norwegian krona. Okay, all right, that will be about 35 euros. Yes. All right, people, see you again. Have a brilliant day. I'm going to leave you with the view behind me. There's the lake out there. I'm going to go talk to my chickens now. They are like calling out to me. My rooster is like, cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Have a brilliant day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, Julia, Minnie, Jumana, Dangni, Jivan, Andrew, Karensa, Nazira, Doraini, Irida, Sirpa, Azhanani, Tova. Bye. Hello, girl. Muhammad Ahmad, Amanda, Renu, Muitio, Raihan, Sharifa, Zayed, Saida. I'm sorry, I can't see the further ones up there. Thank you, people. Thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow at the same time, okay? 10 o'clock. Bye. Have a nice day. Happy Corona Day.